tight, but not too thick. So we don't want the like diameter of the circle to be too thick because we're going to lay on it with our stomach. So if you want to use the block, you can lay on it like this. Okay, so just have that handy for a moment and find whatever seat is comfortable. Welcome to your morning practice. If you'd like to choose an aromatherapy spray, go ahead and do that and give your area some sensual activation. And then close your eyes or soften your gaze and take a couple moments, maybe the palms down, to really feel yourself kind of go inward. And kind of feel the imprints or kind of the remnants of the week. Feel how the week has affected your body. So just kind of noticing any kind of lingering aches or pains, or even places that feel really strong. If maybe you had some really good days of workouts or feeling good. Notice how the week has left your mind. Noticing any thoughts, plans, ruminations, worries. Notice how the week has affected your emotional kind of content, your emotional kind of way of seeing yourself. So notice the mood that you feel like you woke up in. Maybe there were certain emotions that you really noticed. We had a full moon, so sometimes that will bring up a lot. And then notice the energy. How much energy do you have as you wake up on Saturday morning? And so we're going to do a little 3-part kind of yoga class today. And the first part is the letting go. And so maybe I'll phrase the question for you to answer within yourself, but what can I let go of? Maybe it's one little thing that you feel like you're carrying from the week that you can let go of. So just kind of be mindful of that. And the next kind of question, and we'll work with that in the next part of the class, but what do I want to focus on today? Like, what is it that I want to draw into my life or to cultivate or to be really present with? And then the last part is, what am I grateful for? And this is a morning practice that I like to do, and I answer those 3 questions every day as I wake up, and that's kind of, and I write it down and I kind of keep them in a bowl. And then every once in a while I go back and remember, what was I grateful for? What did I let go of? What was I focusing on? So we're going to start with the letting go, but just kind of answer that question, feel into what this week has left you with and how we can kind of move the energy, work with it, leaving ourselves feeling really revitalized. So rub your hands together, make your intention for your practice. And another suggestion for maybe your intention is something not only for yourself, like what you want in your day, what you'll focus on, but also like, what in the world do you want your efforts to contribute towards? Is it like healing of our earth and environmental focus? Is it relationships? Is it having more peace and harmony? Is it our health, right? What is it that you want to in some way support? It's a vision that you have. So also take that in and then take a couple deep breaths. The first one's a nice deep breath in, holding at the top. Really feel your intention build up in the center of your body, and then exhale it out, letting it kind of go all the way to your extremities, and then inhale, big breath in. And circle the arms all the way out as you send your intention. And then nice deep breaths. And then we're going to start with that stomach release. And so as I was saying, you can lay on a bolster. And I'm going to show you the blanket. And so when you lie on it, it's going to be above your pubic bone and kind of like this soft tissue area. So sometimes a block's nice, and you can do that. The belly, the blanket's like pretty not too terrible, especially if you had something to drink this morning or you've eaten. So you want to let your forehead rest, unless this is better because it's too intense. And then you're going to let yourself just roll over the blanket. And then you're going to do as deep a breath as you can, pushing into the blanket with your belly. And then letting the belly absorb on your exhale. And I want you to kind of remember what you said you were going to let go of. And then consciously kind of feeling as you relax tension through your midsection that you're creating space. right? Creating space for what you'll end up bringing in with your focus. So just really notice any places of tension in your belly. You can even kind of sway your hips side to side because sometimes it kind of it's nice to get in there. I'll show you the block in case the blanket's not giving you much. And again, it's not about like max sensation. It's just about what lets you feel like you're getting a release there. So depending on our body, sometimes we don't feel much in the blanket. So this would be the block. So this one's harder for me to lie down because it's like a little intense. So I might make a forehead pile with my fist for this one. And so feel out if this is the right one. And again, you might wobble side to side. Might find a good spot for stillness. It's okay to feel kind of like a pulsing in your abdomen. But just kind of checking out if it feels tight in there, if there feels like there's space. And with your breath, create some more space. And see if you can relax tension. So this myofascial release exercise is good for stoking digestion. So it's good on sluggish digestion days. It's good if you tend to hold emotions in your stomach, like stress or worry, or kind of feeling, any kind of feeling that they tend to kind of get stagnated in the stomach often. And it's a good one to kind of connect into a little bit to your creativity. So we're going to do 10 more breaths here. As deep a breath as you can. What can I let go of? And every time it comes across your mind, you just kind of go, and I let you go, and I'm just going to surrender. Sometimes if you adjust it up or down, you'll get a nice sweet spot if it's not getting a lot of sensation, so feel free to move it. Take your last few breaths even deeper, maybe little pauses or holds at the top or the bottom. And then when you're ready, you're going to press up and back. And then I'm going to grab the blanket because I had one. And if you don't have one, you don't have to. Place it in your hip creases and then take your arms out so that your belly kind of folds over the roll. If this bothers your knees, come to down dog and don't worry about it. And just kind of, again, kind of massage side to side with your hips. Let your head go. Like one more little belly massage. Nice deep breaths. Maybe some open mouth exhales. And then slowly come up and then just set that roll aside because we might use it later. And then whatever position you want to come in, so kneeling, sitting cross-legged, we're going to do that breath of fire. So again, it's short, quick exhales. Inhales and exhales, same length, but the focus is on the exhales. The inhale is just passive, it just happens. And you're feeling like you're kind of doing this wave-like motion in your abdomen, okay? So it's a forceful exhale. I kind of imagine like if I was going to shoo a fly with just my nostrils, that's what I would feel, okay? So you can find Gyan Mudra, thumb and index finger touching, palms kind of resting on your lap. 1 minute, breath of fire. So focus right in the center of your forehead and begin. If you're menstruating, you'll just do a long, deep breath. You won't do breath of fire today with me. It can be any speed, it can be fast, it can be slow, but there's 72,000 nerve endings in your belly and we're waking them up. We're kind of stoking the digestive fire. Your energy is a great way to revitalize yourself, to kind of pump in some energy, to kind of just feel the heat starting to build, this heat of transformation. Just moving the belly, forceful exhales. Inhales take care of themselves, soft gaze, kind of right in the center of the forehead. If you need little breaks, you just take them, you just keep your breathing going. Deep breath in. Hold at the top, feel your pelvic floor lift. So kind of imagine like an elevator, energy lifting from your sitting bones, through your navel, through your heart, through your throat, all the way up to the crown of the head. And then when you need to let it go, open your mouth and let it go. Nice work, you guys. Just take a moment to feel and sense any shifts in your energy. And then when you're ready, we'll go ahead and turn to face our mats, have some blocks handy, and then go ahead and come up into downward facing dog. So we're just going to get that, again, that releasing energy going by activating some twists, some kind of good breath work with that. So I'm just kind of pedaling my legs, letting my neck hang, waking up my calves and my feet. Maybe lifting and lowering. Nice deep breaths. So walk your feet a little closer just so that you can touch some part of your leg. And you're going to exhale, give a little tap, and then come out to plank pose. And then exhale, give a little tap, and then come out to plank pose. This is your inhale, and then your exhale is a little tap. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And again, it doesn't have to be your ankle, it can be any part. Feel that twist and turn. We'll do this a little bit longer. Really try to feel that rotation through your core, the strength of your legs kind of supporting you. Two more. Now this next one, come out to plank, and you might have to wiggle your feet out, put your knees down if you need a little bit more support. Just feel that navel draw back, that lift of the front body and towards the back body. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your toes in, take that right leg. Again, you can walk as close as you need, grab outside of left leg, bend that right arm and get a little twist here, looking underneath your left elbow, or underneath your left armpit. Let the head drop. And the more I rotate, I kind of push-pull into that outer left thigh. Give a nice little shoulder release. And then as you're ready, right hand comes back down, knees come back down. And then we're going to inhale the right arm up. And then we're going to exhale it down. And then we're going to inhale, exhale. Trying to open up the chest a little bit more each time. Inhale, and exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And then on this time, take an inhale and hold. See if you can push down through your left palm and your left and right knee. Really open. I can let my head go if I need. And then thread it underneath, resting on my right shoulder. Now I can allow the left leg to step back, and that will give me some stability, maybe a little calf stretch. I can even lift the left leg up and kind of bend the knees, scorpion if I want. Or I can just keep it down. Now feel that left palm press into the mat to kind of roll your chest up so that you get a little bit more stretch to the back side of the right shoulder. One more deep breath here. And on your exhale, we're going to release it out. We're going to step that right leg forward between our hands, and we'll inhale, rise up, low lunge. So go ahead and grab onto those elbow points so that you can kind of feel that lift of the head towards the arms, and then you can just kind of rest those arms down. Give a little stretch to the right. Kind of getting a little tricep stretch here as that left shoulder lifts up. Nice deep breath, come back up to lifting, and then open your arms up and back up. So I'm kind of backing up so I can just kind of widen through the arms. Take a deep breath in, twist a little deeper. And this time come back up, inhale, back into that low lunge. And on the exhale, straighten the right leg. I'm gonna take a block with me. I'll place the left hand on the block and I'll open up to that right side twist. Pulling that right hip back. I can even pull through that right heel a little bit to get that hamstring. Open. One more time. And then come back third time, low lunge. Big breath in. And this time, bend the elbow, grab onto that tricep stretch. It's a little bit deeper than the first round and give me that side stretch. One more time. So I'm kind of lifting up. I can either lift up from a straight arm if I want, or I can bend the elbow. Releasing the arms, come back, plank. Nice deep breath, holding, starting to feel that core strength, and then downward facing dog. Walk your feet a little closer. Take the left hand and grab onto the outer right thigh or the outer right calf, anything that works. Now, as I bend the left elbow and I rotate to the right, I'll pull right hip back, drop my head, but I'll feel that rotation start to open up the left side of my upper back. Let that head go. Kind of breathe into that left back of your shoulder. And then release the hands back. We'll come down to the knees, and then the left arm lifts up on the inhale. And then we exhale, kind of just tap it down. Each time pressing through the right palm, getting a little bit more lift. Opening up the left side of the waist. 2 more. Really use your breath to move energy. And then on this last one, hold, push down, pull up, and then thread it through. Now I'm going to use my right palm so my elbow lifts to press and to roll more towards the side of my back. If I want the right leg to come out, I can lift it up. I can bend the knee, anything that feels fun, playful. Otherwise, just breathing into the left scapula. And then slowly coming back up to all fours. Step your left leg forward. Take your arms up, stretch, and then grab onto the elbows. Maybe knock the same arm on top. So if you had the right arm on top, do the left. And then let those arms kind of soften down, but keep that lifting of the crown of the head and go towards the left. And you can kind of move in and out if that feels good to you. And then releasing the arms, come up and then back up a bit as you do an open arm twist. And as you do with the open arm twist, you're more erect, right? I'm more kind of stacked shoulders to hips, and I can maybe kind of stretch a little deeper. So use your waist, not your shoulders, to stretch a little deeper, a little bit more intense. And on the inhale, come back up. And then take a block with you if you want as you straighten the left leg. And then we're going to twist open to the left. So I'm going to guide the outer left hips back so that my pelvis will swing slightly to the right, and then open chest, twisting at the waist. And then rebend that left knee, come up, and this time it's a tricep stretch. So I'll bend the right elbow, place my left hand on that elbow to kind of allow it to lift and stretch over towards the left side of my body. Let the head go or let the head fall into the left bicep. And then the arms reach up, inhale, and then exhale, hands down, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank, all the way down to your belly. And then a cobra pose, pull the hands back, lift up. Stick your tongue out. Deep breath in, and release it out. Downward facing dog. Nice deep breath. So now moving with breath and flow, so less holding. So take your right arm, tap the left, come forward to plank. Left arm taps, come forward to plank. Right arm comes to the left and we hold. Take another deep breath in and a deep breath out. Come forward to plank. Come down to downward facing dog. Step your right leg forward between your hands. Set the left knee down. Rise up. Inhale. Bend at the elbows. Exhale. Lift on your inhale. Over to the right on your exhale. Inhale, let the arms come up. Exhale, back up, open arm twist. Come back forward, inhale. Take the block with you, straighten that right leg if you want, and then open arm twist to the right. Full breath in, full breath out. And then come back forward, tricep stretch, arms reach up. Bend at the elbow, over to the right. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and then arms reach up. Listen to a little bit of a change, hands down, right leg sweeps back. Right arm plants, left arm lifts. Take a deep breath in, and then thread it through. You can either set the foot down or keep it elevated. Twist. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Come back to a spinal balance, and then tuck your left toes under, right leg up and back. Okay, come forward, knee to nose. Just tap your knee to your nose. Keep the hips low, right leg up and back. 2 more times, knee to your nose. Feel the engagement of the front body. Inhale, lift it up. And then last time, knee to nose. Right leg up and back, scorpion dog. So bend the knee, roll the hip, keep that left outer hip reaching back. And then your right leg's gonna step forward between your hands and we'll come to a high lunge. So take a deep breath in and then settle the legs and then just kind of opening up through the shoulders. So we'll lift up, reach up, back and away. You can do this with your elbows bent, if that feels better, but just some good shoulder rolls, both directions. Okay, really find your balance here, friends. We're gonna take that right leg and we're gonna step into it to lift the left knee up. Now I can grab onto my shin if that helps my low back release, so that the tailbone lengthens, the belly comes in. I'm just grabbing up to give it a good little low back stretch. Take a deep breath. Then your left leg's gonna step to the right and behind the the left leg will step behind and to the right of the right leg. We'll curtsy squat. So I get nice and deep and buoyant. My knee needs to track in the center of my foot and I'm on the ball mound of my back leg. So feel that up and just get a little bouncy so you start to build a little heat in the legs. Okay, you're gonna still drive that right heel, come back to knee lift. Figure 4, sit back. So now I'm hip hinging, weight is in the heel, and I've got that external rotation in my left. And again, I can go up and down, I can bounce if I want. I just kind of want to feel these shapes. Flex foot. Okay, we'll take a nice deep breath in, and then we'll kind of unhook and we'll step it back, warrior 2. So I just step it back as best I can, and then I'm heel to arch. Feel that for a few times, so maybe again, moving, vacillating, feeling both sides of my waist. Nice deep breath. Now you're gonna straighten the right leg, come all the way up to standing. So I'm gonna face you now, just so you can have a better view here. Okay, so we're gonna take the arms up, out to the side. I want you to really stretch. You can go palms up or palms down. You're gonna bend the left knee as I reach and twist. Come up, inhale. Exhale, bend, reach, and twist. Come up. So you don't have to bend the knee, but I feel it's better for my hamstrings. So the more you push into the heels, you guys, that's some good inner thigh strengthening. So you're gonna bend, tap, and it doesn't have to be the floor, it can be a block. Inhale, come up. Go at your own pace. This is your inhale. Maybe the elbows go back just slightly. Inhale, or exhale, tap. Inhale. Keep going. Really find your breath and build a little bit of heat here. And over time, maybe you don't bend the knee, maybe you keep the leg straight, but watch out for locking of knees. That's just really important that we don't do that. You got it. Okay, let's do 2 more. Nice. And then take a deep breath, inhale up, and then flat back, fold forward, halfway. Okay, so my back is flat, my elbows lift. Now we're gonna do what we call kind of skaters. And you can just let the arms shake for this one. I turn the toes out slightly and I weight shift side to side. And this, I like this one because you can do any arms, you can go overhead, you can swing your arms. I can keep it a prayer, but just kind of moving side to side, just moving the legs and the body. It's almost like let this shake, heat up, and melt away anything that you were getting rid of. Okay, we'll do about 4 more. And then we're going to turn to face the back of the mat. We'll come up high lunge. Nice deep breath. And on the exhale, hands all the way down to the mat. Take your left knee down to the mat. And so this is called what I call it like a horizon lunge, but I'm going to take my left arm out to the side. I'm going to pick my hips up, turn and rotate on my outer left hip. So 2 options here. I'm on my outer left hip. It's okay for my shoulder to shrug up, or I can come down to my forearm. You decide. Grab onto your shin and just kind of lean in. It's a nice side body hip stretch. So the more I roll to my hip bone, the outer hip, I'll get a deep stretch through here. Right, so if I roll back towards my glutes, I won't feel much. So I want to roll it forward. It's okay for your shoulder to come up and your head to rest. This will give you a nice lateral body stretch. So again, play around with it. If it doesn't work, you could stay in a low lunge like so. That works too. Okay, so take 1 more deep breath. And then come out, up and out of it. And then you're going to press wide leg forward fold back to where we started. Come up to your fingertips, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Kind of go towards the left, you get that opposite side, side body stretch. And then turn towards your left leg, step back, plank pose. Take your time if that didn't work, all the way down to your belly. Okay, so let's do that cobra with the lion's breath. So take your hands down, shoulders on your back, pull back, lift your chest. Stick your tongue out. Nice deep breath and down. Press back, and if you want, we're gonna do 1 more cobra, and this one's on that roll. So just like you had it, you'll place it back. What it does is it gives you a little bit of belly release here. So push back into the hands, lift up, and now hold for 5 breaths. Your belly's gonna be pushing into the blanket. So it should be above your pubic bone. Should actually make the back bend a little bit more accessible. So it shouldn't be too high or too low. And your 5th breath, relax over the blanket and shake it out. Just bubble your lips side. We have 1 more side of the releasing. So let it go. And then when you're ready, push up and back. Move that roll, downward facing dog. Okay, come forward plank. Tap it over to the left. Come forward to plank. Tap it over to the right. Come forward to plank. Press back and then tap over to the right, hold. So remember, we're getting a deeper twist. Move that right hip back. Come forward to plank. Exhale. We'll step that left leg forward between our hands. Right knee comes down. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, grab onto your elbows, maybe opposite side. Take a side stretch to your left. Arms reach up, inhale. Back up, open arm, exhale. Twist from your belly, see if you can kind of a little bit deeper twist. Arms stretch up, inhale. Straighten your left leg, block might be needed. Exhale, open arm twist. Come back forward, inhale. Tricep stretch, right knee, right elbow bends, and we do a nice little stretch here. Arms stretch up, and then as you're ready, hands come down, left leg sweeps that. Right arm lifts, and it's a spinal twist balancing. You remember your toes can be down, and then thread. So I have to do my foot down. When you're ready, come back up, spinal balance. So my right toes tuck under. I'm balancing in a spinal, so my upper body is lifting. And then I'm going to come up, left leg lifts. 3 times, bring your knee to your nose and feel that engage your core. Left leg up and back, and lift it high so you can feel the hip flexor stretch. Exhale. Inhale. 1 more time, exhale.
And then inhale, bend the knee, roll the hip, feel that hip flexor stretch on the left, stability in the right. Left leg will step forward, and it's a high lunge. You'll take your time. And then it's that shoulder opening, so then it can be straight arms. You can go the opposite way. It can be bent arms. Just kind of getting those shoulders mobile. Okay, look, find a focal point. Press into your left heel, lift your right knee, and you can grab onto it for the first time. Lift your chest. And then step behind you and do that little curtsy squat, where you kind of can get a little buoyant. You can kind of feel your pulse wake up the energy of the lower legs. Right knee is going to come up. Figure 4, sit back. So hip hinge, long spine. I can even kind of use my hands to guide my hips back. Anything you want to do with the hands, they can be at prayer. Okay, so stay low, just sweep that right leg back, and it's warrior 2. So adjust, heel to arch, arms stretch up. Take a moment to get both sides of your waist nice and long. Maybe those arms press back just a bit to open the chest. And then as you're ready, straighten both legs, arms reach up. So here's your last time. Inhale, the arms go straight, exhale, bend and twist. So maybe it's quicker this time. Inhale, exhale. Just keep going, build that heat. You can exhale out through your mouth, or you can exhale out through your nose. It doesn't have to be like too fast that you feel like it kind of disrupts like, you know, the calmness in your mind, but enough that you start to feel heat moving through you. So the biggest way to shift out an energy that we want to move through that feels stuck or that we feel heavy with is just to move your body, right? To shake it out of us. Okay, let's do one more. Come out to the side, inhale, arms reach up, and then hinge forward, hold. Long spine, so I'm reaching out of my pelvis. Turn the toes out a bit, and then you go back to the skaters. All right. And then kind of use that momentum to come to the back of the mat for a high lunge. Reach up. And then on the exhale, reach down. And this is that horizon lunge. I might have said the opposite side because I realized I was showing you. I had switched around. But again, the back leg becomes the hip that you rest on. Okay, so, and I let my shoulder come up. If I want, I lean towards, again, the front side of my hip. Nice deep breaths. I find that when I flex my foot, I get a little bit more of that release. I can pull in towards my body. Okay, when you're ready, slowly come up. Reorient to that wide leg forward fold. So deep breath in, fold in. And then start to sway a bit so that you make your way towards the front of your mat. So first in that side stretch. And then turning into a lunge. Plank pose. All the way down to your belly. Use the blanket if you liked that. You can even use a block. This can be kind of intense, but you certainly can use a block if you prefer a block for that cobra. So when you're ready, pull up. Lion's breath, take out your tongue, look up. And then continue breathing. And fold over, rest on your block or your blanket. And then when you're ready, press up and back. And just come to kneeling on your knees, and we'll complete kind of the releasing part of the practice. So just kind of, we're going to take 3 breath cycles. Deep breath in, lion's breath out. So with lion's breath, you can let your palms reach up, or you can grab onto your knees and you stick your tongue out and you look up towards the ceiling. That's the lion's breath, okay? So big, like detox, like stick your tongue way out, push all the energy out, okay? So deep breath in, exhale. Deep breath in. What are you releasing? Deep breath in and out. And then just take a moment, sit back. So now we're going to work on what will we focus on. What do we want to focus on? So this is something that you want to use that creative energy, the direction of your energy to bring forth. So it can be something simple like I'm going to move slower today. I'm going to really take care of my body, anything small, right? There's something big, okay? So you're going to find your index and your middle finger. You're going to breathe in through the left, out through the right. Breathe in through the left side, out through the right. In through the left side, out through the right. Two more, in through the left, out through the right. One more in through the left, out through the right. Take a break for a moment, feel, what do I want to focus on? We're balancing the hemispheres of the brain with this breath work. Fingers back, we're going to breathe in the right, out the left. In right, balanced breathing. Out left. Right. And left. Right. Out left. And in right. And out. And just release your hands and feel. Hopefully opening to a clear mind, a mind that is focused. Okay, take another deep breath in and out, and then we'll just take that into the next round of the practice. So we're going to start with what we came up with on the add-on. We're going to add on to that. So come to down dog first, just to reset. And then walk your feet to your hands, nice and slowly. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen your spine, chest is proud, exhale. Flat back, bend your knees, arms out to the side, and sweep as you press, nice and long. And exhale, hands to your heart. Right leg being your base, draw that left knee up, pull it in, lift your chest so it's nice and proud, get a little low back release. And on the exhale, step it back, come into high lunge, palms press up. And we're going to do a little circle here. So I'm going to let my body, almost like it's making a 360 degree. Keep my legs stable. And just do a couple circles in each direction. If I need to put my knee down, I will, because sometimes it's hard to balance. Come back to that knee rise when you're ready. And then it's that, again, curtsy squat. So I sit back, I lift my chest, I feel really strong in my legs, and the knee is going to come up. Figure four, sit back. Now sit back nice and deep. Feel your hip creases go back and soften. Maybe I guide my hips back, feeling a nice long spine. And then when you're ready, unhook the left leg and step it back, warrior two. Letting the shoulders draw down, lengthening. Let's come into side angle. So hand up. Kind of pull your navel back, pubic bone and tailbone draw towards one another a bit. And when you're ready, we're going to draw the arm down and over your ear. So we get a nice big side stretch. So if you want, you can either take that right arm out so that you get 2 long arms reaching, kind of feeling your core work here, and then opening it back up, warrior 2. So take a deep breath in, and we're going to cartwheel the hands down to the floor. We'll pivot so that the back heel goes flat, and we'll come up warrior 1. Nice deep breath. Then exhale, hands to the heart. Arms reach up, inhale. Back to the heart, exhale. Getting a little taller each time. Arms reach up. Exhale to the heart. One more time, arms reach up. This time, exhale and hinge forward so that your spine is long, and then we're gonna hook and twist to the right. So maybe you touch, maybe you don't. So I'm gonna pull that right hip back, twist from my core, and 3 times try to twist a little deeper, little deeper, little deeper, little deeper, and then I'll release the hands down on the mat. Left knee down. Here's your options. Just let the hips come forward. Hands on blocks if you need to. Either hand can reach back, but I want you to keep your chest forward. It's not a twist. So maybe I take this and my same arm to same leg. Some people like opposite, but bring your chest back forward. So it's kind of that quad frontal hip. See if you can get a long spine as much as you can. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Then when you're ready, release that leg down to the floor. Take your time, plank pose. We're gonna move towards locust. If you liked the roll, go ahead and place it ready for your belly. Inhale, all the way down, exhale. So make sure it's, again, not too high, not too low. Lift the arms and hold. Shoulders on your back. Legs are strong. You're gonna breathe into that roll. And then release it down. Right arm comes forward so I can kind of rest on it a bit, and I'll bend the left knee back. So I can just, this round, if I want, take a quad stretch, another round. If I want a little more, I can kick into the foot. So I can get a little bit more hip flexor. So you decide, if the hip is down and you're bringing the heel towards the bum, it's gonna be more quad focused. If you kind of lift the hip, you'll get a little bit more hip flexor. So you can kind of play with whichever of those feel good. And then when you're ready, let that go. Press up and back down dog and move your roll. Breathe in and out. Bubble the lips, shake it out. What do you focus on bringing in? As you're ready, slowly walk towards the front of your mat. Come to a halfway lift and then forward fold. Any style you want, so it can just be hands draped, hands go back behind the calves, peace fingers around the big toes. Whatever feels clever. Let the back of the neck lengthen. Bend those knees, feel your core nice and strong. Inhale, let the arms reach up. And then exhale, fold forward. Let the tailbone lengthen, press through your heels, lift up. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Heels release down, tailbone long. And exhale. Let's do 1 more. Hands to the heart. Left leg becomes your base. Pull it up towards your chest that you can feel this nice little low back stretch. Lengthening through that left frontal hip. And it's in that right leg back. And then flip your palms to face up. And then here's your nice long stretch. And then again, making a little circle 2 times to each side. So you can kind of get that whole circumference of the core. And it's okay to feel wobbly because it is definitely destabilizing. But use your core strength. That's the cool thing of it, is that when you use your core strength to stabilize, we're activating that energy. Arms reach up, and then bring those knees back up. Curtsy. So sit back, go a little deeper. Feel the strength of your legs. Pull that right knee up. And then ankle over thigh, sit back. And then again, you can use your hands to add a little bit of weight. So you go back further and further. One more. Unhook and then come into warrior two. So you might have to adjust. Really, does it happen that we land exactly where we want? So side body long, arms strong, laser pointed focus over your first few fingers. What are you gonna focus on? Find that strength of your legs. When you're ready, side angle. They're gonna be starting with the arm up. Tailbone reaches towards your pubic bone. Roll that right hip down so that you can get your sitting bones to separate a bit. Get more space in your pelvic floor. Belly is strong, and then the arm sweeps down and on top. So you get this nice long stretch from the outer right foot, outer right hip, side body, skin of your right arm on the outer border. If you want a little bit more core, left arm goes forward. Find your core strength. Take another deep breath, get as long as you can, and then lift it up. And then open your arms. Look forward again, nice deep breath. Windmill the hands down to the floor and just set your legs up for warrior one. So we just did this to kind of allow you to really get your legs set up so that you get the hips pointed forward. And as you're ready, inhale, the arms come up. Exhale to your heart. A few more hand passes. Inhale, the arms go up, we get long. Exhale, we center up the heart. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. We'll exhale, hinge forward. So you want to get the back leg super strong, left hip pulling back and in, so that when you twist, you may not be able to touch your elbow to your thigh, but you have really strong legs to twist from. Nice deep breaths. And on your exhale, releasing the hands down, dropping to your right knee, widening your left foot, so I can just stay here. If I don't want to grab a bind, you could use a block. Otherwise, either opposite arm or same arm reaches back, grabbing the foot, keeping your chest forward. Ooh, and you get a nice little hamstring cramp sometimes. Keep your chest facing forward. Nice deep breaths. Two more nice deep breaths, really long deep breaths to those power muscles in the front of your thigh. And then when you're ready, slowly release it down. Plank pose, and if you want to, add your roll if you liked that for locust. And if you don't like the roll, then you'll just do it and hold. So when you're ready, plank all the way to your belly. Arms travel back, lift your legs, lift your arms, 5 rounds of breath, strong shoulders. Shoulders on your back, wrists pull down. And then all the way down. Then pressing up and back, downward facing dog. Bubble the lips, sigh. And then slowly walking your feet to your hands, top of the mat. So you have 2 options. You can come from the ground up into tree, or you can start standing. The ground up is more challenging, and so again, we're working focus. So trying to really focus on how we utilize our core strength. So if you're gonna go from the ground up, you'll stay with me. If not, come to a halfway lift and then come to standing. Those of you coming in a tree, turn your left toes out, grab onto your left ankle, bring your right hand to your waist, find your core, find the roots of your body that's gonna ground you down, and try to come right in. You can hold on to your leg if you'd like. You can place it there, and then the arms can come out, the arms can come up, the arms can come at your heart. And I want you to really focus on what it is you want to draw in. Feel like a tree, stable and strong. So find that inner leg line. That's your stability of the psoas. Find that link through the spine, through the center channel. And then widening out to that left groin. Take another deep breath. And then just release the left leg down. Arms sweep up. Forward fold. Bubble the lips, shake it out. When you're ready, if you're going to go from the ground up, go ahead and stay down if you're coming up to stand to start. Halfway lift and then all the way up. Otherwise, right toes turn up. Grab your ankle. Left hand to the waist. Find that left inner thigh line. Nice and strong. Come slowly up. Place your foot wherever it wants to go. Give a little feedback of that foot. And then hands can go wherever they want. Again, you're going to steady your gaze with a focal point. And you're going to steady your energy with your intention. What will I have that cool, calm steadiness of that tree energy today? Opening up to that right groin area, to the right side, stabilizing to that left inner thigh line. Nice deep breath, and then as you exhale, releasing the right leg down, forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Stepping on back to plank. And then dropping to your knees, sweeping the legs beside you, grab a block. Heading onto your back. Last little bit of kind of core work and inner thigh work, since that was one of our requests. So the lunges or the kind of straddling we did does work inner thigh, but this block between your legs is going to work your inner thighs as well. So if a block doesn't work, a blanket, a rolled up towel can work. You might need it wider for wider hips, but you just want to have something that gives you a little bit of feedback, okay? So I can feel this squeezing in and relaxing. So kind of do that a few times to wake up the muscles. And the nice thing about the inner thighs is that it does activate us to our cores as well. We don't want to death grip it, but enough of it, if you start to feel upward, you'll notice that it is tightening kind of those more transverse abdominals that are there for our structural support. Okay, so last little bit of bringing in our focus with creative energy. Bring the legs up. If you feel like you can do that, we're going to squeeze as we exhale and use abdominals, or legs can go straight up. And if that's too much, you just keep the feet down. So you choose your level. Feet down, knees up, straight legs, okay? Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, squeeze your block. Lengthen your tailbone. Okay? Release on the inhale. Exhale, tailbone lengthens, belly pulls back. Ribs to hips. Squeeze your block. Let it go. Showing you the other options. Wake up your feet for this one. Exhale. Inhale. Legs straight if you wanted. Exhale. You might even lift the hips. Inhale. 3 more just like this, then we're going to change it up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 1 more. Exhale. Inhale, feet down no matter what angle or what you chose. Lift the hips up. And then just tap the hips down. Stretch the legs forward and then tap. So it's kind of like bridge lifts. Keeping those inner thighs engaged, lengthening through your low back. Just doing this a few times. Again, strengthening the glutes as well. Opens the frontal hips. Keep drawing down through the heels. Notice if there's a line of your inner thighs that aren't as strong, like near the knees. You have to kind of notice where we get really grippy and strong and where we might not have as much awareness. Okay, let it come down. Relax for a moment. Last cycle, we do an ab curl. We do a bridge lift. On the exhale, we do an ab curl. On the inhale, bridge lift. Ab curl. Use all this energy to cultivate this ability to bring forth that clarity of mind and focus to bring in what you are desiring. You have 3 more. And last one. Now just take the block away, open up knees. Relax your hands on your belly. And again, what are you focusing on? Where do you want to channel your creative energy? How do you want to have that power of activating through your solar plexus and your mind to focus on that which will bring you joy or delight? Okay, one more deep breath. Okay, bring the legs up. Slowly come up to a seat. We're going to do a little bit of breath work before we go into the final phase. So again, you can be any seat on your knees and shins. It can be seated. Keep your eyes soft. And this is, I'm going to kind of guide you. So we're going to exhale all the breath out. And I want you to imagine exhaling the energy like an elevator going down to the base of your spine. Use your belly to kind of expel all the breath. And on your inhale, like an elevator lifting up, really feel dimensionally. So feel as much as you can the lower ribs, the lower lungs, the side ribs as you're inhaling, all the way up to the collarbones, the armpits, the tops of the shoulders. Deep breath in, elevator rises, see white light at the top. And on the exhale, let that white light draw down your spine as you're exhaling, pulling the navel up. Nice deep breath, inhale. As full as you can, like expanding your capacity to breathe even deeper. When you get to the very top, see a little bit of white light. And then on the exhale, just visualize that energy drawing down your entire spine, coming back into the base of the spine. Pull your navel up and back at the exhale at the very bottom. Get all that breath out, and then continue to inhale. Really big dimensional breath. So that visualization helps to connect to the creative part of your mind, the visionary, intuitive. One more cycle. And all the way out. Awesome, and nice deep breaths. Just pausing for a moment, feeling. So the next part of our practice is the what am I grateful for? And this really puts us in this higher vibrational state. Like gratitude connects us to that energy of the heart, to love, to interconnectivity, to receptivity. And that's that energy that helps us be really open-minded to synchronistic events, to being more connected to each other. So start to maybe bring in what you are grateful for. And I know it helps me to be very specific. So not just like family, but what specifically about your family. Like choose something that you can really tangibly feel and connect to and see what that feels like in your body to connect to that feeling of what I'm grateful for. So that this movement of, as we move with this energy, we start to spread that energy into our whole electromagnetic field around us. Okay, so as you're ready, we're gonna come back to the roll and we're gonna finish that locust and then a wheel pose. So go ahead and lie onto the blanket if you're using it, or the block. You don't have to if you don't want to. And so I believe we have the next is the right leg. So make your forehead pile, and you'll either just stretch the right quad. It should be your second side. So maybe you'll do that. You'll just kind of breathe. If you want the hip flexor, go ahead and lift. Your choice. And then let it go on the next exhale, and then again, massage your belly. So if the blanket's too high, it won't feel like it's helpful. It'll feel like it cuts off your breathing. If it's too low, it's almost like a ramp. It won't feel helpful. So you got to get right in the right spot. So if you're going to use it, go ahead and place the block or the blanket underneath your abdomen. Grab onto your feet, flex your pointed toes, you decide. And then just for a moment, just mini lift and then lower, just to start to draw the shoulders back, kick feet into legs. So you just start to build over time like you're stoking it. Inhale, we get a little bigger. Exhale, we come down. We're gonna do this like 4 more times before we get to our full expression of bow. You can stay with one leg if the both isn't working. Okay, here's our expression. Open through your heart center. Remember what you're grateful for. Bring it into your mind's eye. Kick through your legs. 1 or 2 more big breaths. Can you make this even more expansive? And let it go. Take a moment, breathe. Let your legs swivel if you need to. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Move your roll if you need to. Nice deep breath, and then slowly walk your feet to your hands, top of your mat. Nice deep breath, bubbling your lips. And then rolling up nice and slowly. Binding your hands behind you if you can, if not, fingers in your back pockets or fingers forward, thumbs back. And just open through your chest. Stand strong, maybe there's a little tip back. Otherwise, you can kind of support your low back by pressing into those back hip points and drawing them down to lift your chest. Just a few deep breaths of lifting the heart, activating the upper back. And then slowly coming up. Right leg becomes your base. Reach back to grab onto your left foot. So you can grab inner or outer foot or top of the foot. Now bend your right knee and place your right hand at your heart so you can feel grounded. Find a steady gaze in front of you of something. And just like we did before, we're going to kind of kick and we're going to come back into that squat position. And then the left knee comes back in. Then we kick, our thumb reaches out to our gaze, and then we come back in. Just a couple more. Kick and lift. Come back in. Kick and lift. Come back in. And on this one, when you're ready, nice and slow, let it slowly expand. Dancer's pose. Heart lifts, the leg kicks into the foot. Or the foot kicks into the hand, heart lifts, maybe the arm lifts the final. Remember what you're grateful for. And then bring it back in, hand to heart. And then foot down. And then both hands on the heart, nice long deep breaths. Second side, bend the left knee, reach your right arm back, outer or inner foot works. Bend the left knee so you can feel grounded and stable through your legs. Kick into the foot with your hand, or hand kicks into, or foot and hand, and then come back in. I don't know why I can't talk today. Inhale, because Mercury is going retrograde, probably. Exhale. Couple more. Take it slow. And then when you're ready, full expression, and that can still go slow. So it might start just a little bit, then maybe there's more, then maybe there's more. Lift. And slowly bring your hand to your heart. Pause and breathe, stand tall. I'm just going to face you. We'll bend the knees and take the arms up. And then we'll interlace the fingers and press them down through the body. From the earth, pull energy up to the heart. Press it out. Bring it in. All the way down. Exhale. Stand tall, arms sweep up. Hands to the heart. As if you're just circulating this heart energy everywhere in your body. Bend those knees, sweep up. And release the hands, press down. Like you're drawing this energy and grounding it. Circle the energy up to your heart. Press it out. Bring it in. Stabilize it down. And then big circle sweep up. Draw it to your heart center. Exhale. Nice. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay. Find the wall space if you want. It's inversion time. If you want to be on your back, totally fine too. But it's inversion time. So you're going to go upside down, and this is our integration. So again, it could be shoulder stand with the block that we've been doing. It can be bridge with the block. If you don't feel like it being active, headstand works, handstand works. These are both a little bit less active, but nonetheless an inversion. Down dog at the wall works, or just down dog. So you pick what would be lovely. And this is just, again, we get upside down to shake things up, to let all of that energy that we cultivate in the lower chakras move towards the head, towards the heart. Feel free to come up and down. So sometimes like you can't stay very long, so you can just come up and down. So down dog at the wall can have you walk up the wall to handstand. That works too. Long, deep breaths in your inversion. Try to really get the head heavy. Feel all the blood flow and the prana being shuffled and recentered at the higher energy centers. The heart, the neck, the head. So you can always come down anytime you want and just have a finishing shape. Otherwise, when you're ready, slowly come down. We'll come to another seat for one last round of breath. This is a really calming breath. It also opens the heart space. So we're gonna breathe in through like a pursed lips. So it's a, and we're gonna go out through the nose. And we're gonna round up our back, join the tops of the hands. If you like bent arms, like you're sucking in through a straw. This is a great practice to do if you feel stressed or disconnected from your heart. If you want to kind of open to that inner connectivity. It stimulates the pineal gland. Three more. Last one. And just pause for a moment, hand over heart. Actually rub your hands together. Get that good heart energy. Even just hold the hands right by the heart, or you can have one hand in front, one hand in back, so that you can kind of feel the pulsing of that energy feeding the heart. And just notice that buzz of the energy activating your heart, bringing forth more and more and more gratitude. And then when you're ready, let that go. We'll head on to our backs. Take your time. Draw your knees in for a moment just to allow the low back to rest. Feet down, cross your right ankle over your left. Let the legs fall to the left. So it's a little mini twist. I kind of just press my ankle into my left thigh with my arms open. That's a nice little outer hip stretch. You can also grab onto the foot with your hand if you like and press it down. That gives a little bit more stretch. We'll take a few rounds of breath here. Nice deep breaths. And then pick the legs up. You keep the same configuration, drop them to the right. So I'm on the inside edge of my left foot, and with my right ankle, I can kind of draw that left thigh away from the center line of my body. So I get a nice kind of outer left hip, front of left hip stretch. Long, deep breaths, trying to get as spacious as you can. Relaxing your body. Come back into center. Grab onto your legs, pull them in towards your body for one last figure four. And you can rock side to side. That oftentimes feels good for the lumbar, or you can find a really sweet spot by kind of maybe leaning further to the left. Kind of allowing that ankle and thigh can push together a little bit to add a little activation so that you can rotate that right thigh more openly in the hip socket. But you can also just relax any efforting. You can hold on to the shin for a little bit deeper stretch. And then last deep breath. And then let that go. Uncross, recross, left ankle over right. Let the legs fall to the right, and then you'll press your right ankle into your, your left ankle into your right thigh, opening up through shoulders and chest. Just literally let the body soften and receive all the energy that you've moved today in your practice. And then picking up the legs, letting them fall to the left. And that left ankle starts to draw that energy from the right hip out through the right thigh. So Mercury does go retrograde today, so it's a really good day to slow down a bit, just kind of giving yourself extra time. Also giving your chance time for second looks at commitments, groups that you're part of, things that you want to agree to. Bring your legs back up and pull them inward. So because it's in the sign of Aquarius, again, it's like a time to really rethink where we might feel like we need more space. So where do our plans need to shift to give us more space and freedom? Where do our alliances need to shift because maybe we feel confined to a certain set of beliefs or actions or activities that don't resonate? Or can we listen and learn a little bit more? It's always a good idea just to slow down, give yourself lots of space during this time, really double check. Watch out for, sending notes or emails or making assumptions. Releasing that. Big stretch out, hook onto your thumbs if you want big, nice big stretch. And then exhale. Find your most restful place to sit or lie, whether that's on your side or your back. And take a moment just to integrate all of the work that you did today. To move, to breathe. I was reminded today or yesterday talking to someone of the 4 agreements. I don't know if you read that book, but it's such a wonderful book, and he has 4 agreements that he suggests that if we live our life with these 4 agreements, that will really reduce the amount of suffering in our life. And the first one is to be impeccable with your word, to speak the truth, to be honest, to not hide, to ask questions, to be willing to learn. Be impeccable with your word. And the second agreement is not to take things personally. A Mercury retrograde is a great time not to take things personally, not to
add a storyline to things, not to assume the worst. And the third agreement is to not make assumptions. The fourth agreement, do your best. And I love that he talks about at times our best will look differently. During parts of our life, our best might be just showing up to our mat. Other parts of our life, our best might be really pushing for maybe a handstand or something crazy, right? Our best can shift day to day, and all we're asked to is show up for our best. So hopefully these 4 agreements during a Mercury retrograde might be helpful to remember, to be impeccable with our word, which for me, a lot of times involves not overcommitting so that I can keep my word, that I can really evaluate what I can and can't do. To not take things personally, to really allow myself to let others respond in the ways they need to assume it most of the time will have nothing about me. To not make assumptions, to not add to a negative or a harmful storyline that may not exist, and to do my best. So I'll leave you with those 4 agreements as inspiration for this 3-week cycle of Mercury retrograde. Feel free to stay lounging, enjoying your Saturday morning as long as you like. I will let you come up on your own time, and I'll just have my hands starting to rub together and bow towards my heart. One more time, reflecting on what I've released today, what I will focus on, and what I'm grateful for. Thank you so much for practicing, for being a part of this community, for sharing your energy, your love, your vibrance with all of us. The light in me honors the light in you, friends. Namaste. May all beings be happy and free, and may our words